All right, we're live. Lakshitaa, welcome. Thank you for coming today. Really excited to interview you.
Thank you for having me, Mackenzie. How are you?
I am fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. What about you? How's your weekend been?
It's been a quiet weekend, a little bit of recovery, but yeah, it's been good.
Fantastic, fantastic. So, should we just dive right into it, get started?
Yeah, sure.
So, what job do you have at the moment? Where are you working?
So I'm working at Deloitte as a consultant in the asset management team. Um, yeah, it's been 2 months since I joined them, so fairly new.
Awesome. How are you enjoying life at Deloitte?
It's really nice. I have a very big and supportive team. I really like the Deloitte culture, and they have a lot of team building activities. And the best part of it is that they work on a really diverse set of projects and industries. So I really find it interesting. Yeah.
Amazing, amazing. Can you share any information about the type of work you do in that asset performance team?
Yeah, like I said, we do a lot of different stuff. So some people do a lot of data analysis work. We work on projects that are more process improvement, solutions improvement focused, and there's the transformation and operations bit. So I would say a lot of different things are being done. So I can't really pinpoint to one thing. So that's the good thing about the team.
Awesome. And I know getting into or working at Deloitte was a bit of a dream for a while. How does the job compare to what you thought it would be like?
Um, it's, I mean, I knew I was getting into consulting more on the business line because with my previous experience, it was more technology focused. So I did expect that it was going to be like you're going to have different opportunities to work on different industries, but I didn't expect how much of networking it would involve. I thought that, networking is just on the outside of the company, but no, consulting is very much networking focused within the company too. So that was, I think, one thing that surprised me the most. But I really, like I said, I enjoy the work that they do, and it's a learning opportunity every week. So I get to work with a lot of different people, and they're all very supportive in the sense that no one expects you to know everything. So they're always ready to teach you. So yeah.
Fantastic. And was consulting something that you always wanted to do?
I think when I came to do my master's, I had joined a consulting boot camp and I met a lot of different consultants from like McKinsey, Deloitte, and stuff. And after hearing about their day to day life, that was something that fascinated me a lot. And so I took up a lot of internships in uni, which were more consulting focused. So I think I've been wanting to go into that line from the very beginning. And with me, when I was working at Accenture, I was working in the finance industry for 4 years. So I guess I needed that flexibility to be able to work in different industries. And that's what I was looking for in consulting. So yeah, I think that's why I've been putting myself in that path through my internships and everything. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And so because you some people obviously watching this, they won't know you had a bit more of a technical background, right?
Yes, with Accenture, I started off as a software developer, then I went on to a more analyst role. So that was very much technology focused. So I come from a very different background, and then I came here to do my master of business. So a completely different thing.
Mm, fantastic. And when you were trying to get these jobs in consulting, did you at first face any sort of challenges, or did you have any concerns about how you were going to make it happen? Anything at all?
I mean, it wasn't easy. I'm not going to lie. I think at first when I started applying, I did think that because I had a very consulting background in Accenture, it might have been easier, but it wasn't. It was a lot of I guess the mistakes I did was like I was just applying to whatever jobs I was seeing online. I wasn't really strategically focusing myself into which company I wanted to get in. So I was just putting in my applications, and then I think when the rejection mails started coming in, that's when I was just like, why isn't this working, kind of a thing. So yeah, it wasn't easy, even though I had a background in Accenture. It wasn't like, oh, I got the job immediately when I applied. No, it didn't work like that.
And how long? So when did you graduate? What year and month?
Last year, November.
November. And then so you got the offer
In July.
July. So about
July, yeah.
6-7 months after graduating. When did you
Yeah.
start looking for the consulting job?
I started around, I think, October. Yeah. Just like, yeah, October.
So that kind of
So I started,
the end of exams, the end of your exams or something. You started looking.
yeah. Yeah, somewhat like that. Yeah.
Okay, and then so your first point of call was apply to some jobs, advertise ones. Where were you finding them? Were they on LinkedIn or Seek or Indeed? Websites?
I think mostly I was checking on Seek and LinkedIn. Those were the two channels that I was looking for. But yeah, that didn't really work out online. I think online applications didn't really work out for me.
Yeah.
And that's when I think I reached out to you early this year, I think in Feb, if I'm not wrong. So yeah.
Got it. Okay, so you felt that these applications weren't working. At the time, did you have any idea why, or any hypotheses for why these weren't working?
So I knew that I wasn't doing the networking bit because when you were in uni and you attend the career workshops, they say like networking is a very big aspect, but I think when you're not used to that sort of a culture or doing that from the very beginning, I just didn't know how to navigate that. So, and also I just didn't, I guess I was like, why isn't my resume being picked up? That was like one of the big questions that I had. I think those are the stuff that after I joined your program that you sort of helped me with and answered, and also with the networking bit about how to go about doing it. That was the big learning point for me. So yeah. But yeah, I knew I wasn't doing everything right. That was the back of my mind.
Yeah. So okay, and then you decided to get help with that.
Yes.
Looking back now, what do you think you were doing wrong? Or were you doing anything wrong? What do you think was happening? What was the cause of the lack of results?
I think I was just doing the traditional way of just putting in the application and just waiting. Like, I think, even with the online ways, you're like, you put in the application, get in touch with someone in the company and, build your connections. All of that I was not doing. I was just putting in the application, waiting for something to, someone to call me and stuff like that. That was a very baseline traditional method that I was doing. So, yeah, obviously that wasn't really helping, or I felt like after joining your program, I didn't do a lot of stuff. Like even, I guess, changing my cover letters and the resume for each application, that was not something that I was doing. Probably I would just like change the company name or something. But the most important thing is that putting in 100 applications makes no sense if you're not really interested in working for that company. And that's the biggest learning point that I realized. So yeah, I would say a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. There's a good few points there for people to take away, I think. So one is like that focus element. Actually figuring out what you want and going for that, as opposed to just everything.
Exactly.
And the other thing about the networking, obviously that's a big learning point, which we can dig into in a bit more detail, perhaps. What about the way, you mentioned the tailoring of the resume and the cover letter. Looking back now, could you pick out anything about your previous resumes or cover letters that maybe could have been better
I think with my previous resumes, I wasn't really uh I wasn't really selling myself right. Like there were no quantifiable numbers or the results of what I achieved from those duties and stuff like that. So I felt like, yeah, the selling aspect of my resume was very, very limited. Like, yeah,
Mm.
so that's what I learned. Like, put in quantifiable numbers, put in measurable numbers. What was the result you got after you did that job responsibility and stuff like that? So, those were the things on my resume. And then I think cover letter, yeah, they were like, I think with the consulting cover letter, more like focus was why you want to get into consulting. I guess I didn't have that. Probably I had just like one small paragraph of that, which was very generic and not really company specific.
Mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And so you tried for a while, applying to lots of jobs. You weren't really sure why it wasn't working out. Decided to implement some of these changes, and then what happened? Like, was it smooth sailing still, or what happened?
No, I mean, so I think after I joined your program, I took quite a while because I just wanted to sort of complete the entire program before I started implementing it. I remember you always checking in with me saying, oh, what's happening and stuff like that. And you would always keep saying, try the hidden job strategy. I think that will work better for you and stuff like that. And I think by the time after I had so many rejection mails, my confidence level was like really, really low. And
Mm.
it took me a while to even start implementing the hidden job strategy. And I think, yeah, but once that confidence did come and I started reaching out to people, and that's when things started clicking more than I would say the online way of applying for me.
Mm. Interesting. So to people who are kind of switching focus now, to people who are say because people who are watching this, a lot of them won't be in the program. They're just looking to learn about how you got your job, Deloitte, and everything. But to people who are in the program, what would you recommend to them on how to achieve results faster? Would you do it the same way? Would you take a while to kind of get your thoughts together and get everything set up, or would you do it a bit differently next time?
I would definitely do it a bit differently. I think I was very laid back and relaxed in the beginning, honestly. I wish I was a little bit faster in implementing everything. I know a couple of your students would like, start the course and then implement it along the way, which is what I didn't do. I wanted to like complete the entire thing and then start implementing it. That's what I did. But I think if I had to redo it, that's probably that I would start implementing it a lot faster, I would say. Even if it's like just reaching out to people on LinkedIn and applying your hidden strategy, like I would have started it a lot earlier, perhaps. Yeah.
Mm. Okay, awesome. So jumping back into the to your your pathway to success. So you kind of switched into these new strategies. Took a while to soak them in, learn them. Then when you felt ready, the resume was in place, the LinkedIn was in place, maybe the cover letter was in place. You knew what you were doing. Then from that point forward, what was the journey to an offer like? Like, what's the story there?
It was a long one, I think. It went on for almost 1.5 to 2 months. I think 2 months from when I started when I made that short list of companies that I wanted to go to. The first company I wrote was Deloitte. I didn't have to do any research because I think that was the company that I was most taken by and wanting to go to. So that was a no-brainer for me. And then when I started reaching out to people, Deloitte is the first company that I did. I focused only on Deloitte. I think, did quite a bit of research on the different types of teams that were within Deloitte in the consulting space. And then I looked at the job descriptions online, whatever jobs they had, to see if that's something that I was interested in. And then I narrowed down the teams and I started reaching out to the people in the teams. So I think that way I got in touch with a few people, and then I got an interview for the team that I wanted, and that led to three more rounds of interviews, which went on a span of like, yeah, the whole journey took about 2 months. It wasn't like quick, but it was worth it. It was a very different experience. Each interview, I would say, a very big learning curve. And I think like you would say to me, have a very diverse funnel. Don't put all your balls in one bag. But I was the kind of person who was just like, I don't want to leave Deloitte. I'm going to concentrate on this. But yeah.
Yeah, that was something something that was slightly unique with you, I would say. And I do remember specifically, I would kind of, like you said, I would keep following you up. I like to follow, just make sure people are kind of ticking along and getting there.
Yeah.
And every time I'd follow you up, you were like, look, I've got the next Deloitte interview. I'm pretty sure like this is going to be it. And I would say, come on, there are lots of other consulting companies too, But it paid off. I mean, it was pretty much, I think, the only company you really went for, more or less.
Yeah. I don't know. I at that point in time, I just wanted to play to my strengths, and I just wanted to like put in all my energy, all my hard work into that one thing and give my all focus into that. So I just decided to go. It was a risky move, but I'm glad I did because the interview did need quite a bit of preparations. So yeah, I did. I'm glad I gave my all. So yeah.
Awesome. Such a good story. And where was I going to jump into next? Oh yes, the interview process. I think some people have a bit of they come out of university, they start looking for a job, and sometimes they have a bit of a warped perception of how long it takes. They're like, yeah, I should get a job in like 2 weeks, should be easy. And so just the interview process from the say the first. So you did a bit of networking, got the first interview. From that point till the offer, how long did it actually take? Like with the case studies, the senior interviews?
I think I went on for like a month or a little bit more than that, because I think between each interview there was like about 1.5 to 2 weeks gap. So yeah, and I had like 3 rounds of interviews plus like HR rounds, so almost 4. So yeah, it went on for more than a month. So yeah.
Pretty long, right? Like that's just that's once you actually get to the first round.
Yeah.
And then you get the offer, and then you have to wait for the physical offer, sign the offer, eventually start, and that whole period's quite long.
No, for me, actually, that period went pretty quick. Like, once I got the offer, I immediately got the written one also.
Okay, cool.
So, yeah, that was not... but then I took, like, 2 weeks to start, because from my previous job, I had to give, like, 1 week notice and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And then, so, another misconception I find people have when they're going for these jobs, especially at Big Four, is... they think that the only way to get in is through applying to the graduate program. And you are in a little bit of a different bucket because you have had some really good prior experience in the technical space. So you I guess you do come as, a bit more of an experienced candidate, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's a big misconception, because you don't, a lot of the people that, we know who have gotten offers at the Big Four haven't just applied to the grad program. It's just one path.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that? I mean, if you say there was someone looking to get into Deloitte or Big Four and they were just looking at the grad program, nothing else, what would you say?
I guess it depends on the kind of experience you have. Like, you have, I guess, 0 to 1, then grad program would be the right path, I would say. But if you have like more than 1, I think 1 to 3 or 1.5 to 3 years, then you can always go for consultant role, because that's more what they call an experience bracket role. in that part, like you're not expected to come in as a graduate. Graduate is more for like those that are like, I think, undergrads or master's degrees that are just finished studying and have no experience at all. So yeah.
And what about people who are just focusing on applying to jobs, not really going for those hidden jobs? What would you say to them?
Well, if it works out for you, then that's good. But if it doesn't, like it didn't for me, then I would definitely say a lot of people in the big fours like to be connected online and for you to reach out to them. That's definitely a part that if online you feel it's not working out, you should definitely see that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point. A lot of people get stuck there. They apply and then they just cross their fingers. They get a rejection email and they're like, oh, it's over. I've got to wait. And then they literally wait until next year to apply again.
Yeah.
And wait next year and apply again. So that's a good tip there. Good tip. I remember the first...
from you.
Yeah. I remember when you had your first, I think it was a coffee through like a LinkedIn message. I think you got invited to coffee or something. What was that experience like? Like, were you... I from memory, and maybe this is wrong, but I felt like you were kind of taken back a little bit. You were like, whoa, she wants to have coffee with me?
Yeah, so I didn't expect that because it was just like I said, Deloitte was the first company that I started reaching out to people, and whoever I reached out, they were very sweet, saying like, oh, we're happy to help, and if you have any questions, let us know. But when I got the coffee chat, I was pretty nervous because that was like the first coffee chat that I was going for in the whole networking thing. And I was very like, what do I do? Kind of a thing. And I was like, is this going to be like a mini interview? Yeah. But no, it went pretty well. It went well.
Awesome. Well, I think that's probably a good bit of digging. We probably don't need to go too much more into the detail with it.
Yeah.
But what advice would you give, knowing what you know now, to students or graduates who, maybe they're either still studying or they've come out of university and they're looking to get a job, say their dream job, like you.
Mm-hmm.
Any just really useful bits of advice for them?
I think trying grad jobs if it's not working out for you first.
That wasn't planned. That wasn't planned. But thank you.
No, the second one would be like not to be afraid to approach people and like even sending them a LinkedIn message and stuff like that, because you never know what might actually work out, because they might also be looking for someone and you reaching out might be like perfect timing. And I think the days of when we used to rely only on like online applications are sort of gone. I think LinkedIn is very powerful too, and definitely need to build your profile and make use of it, because even when you start working, networking never ends. You're just continuously networking. So it's very, very important that your LinkedIn is up to date. And that, even if you're not good at networking, I think you just need to take that step, I guess. It just gets easier as you do more and more.
Fantastic. Awesome advice. Well, that's it, I think. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. So thank you very much, Lakshitaa. It was really, really good, obviously, working with you as a client, but
Thank
also
you so much, Mackenzie,
for the interview. I hope this is really valuable for people watching and looking to follow in your footsteps. Any final words for those watching?
No, best of luck, and I hope you all get your dream jobs. So, yeah.
Fantastic. All right. See you, everyone. Bye.